Hey everyone, Manero here, and welcome to the first week of Brushtober 2021, an October event where I create a Procreate set with 31 brushes that is going to be entirely free for all my customers. If you want to know how you can get it, keep watching. Let's jump right into it. So last year, 2020, I did this event for the first time and it was pretty cool. So I thought, hey, let's do it again. The rules for this self-imposed challenge are as follows. I create one Procreate brush and then one illustration with that brush every day through October. I post the results each day on my social media. As a novelty this year, I'm also going to post a weekly video here on my channel where I will show the process of every brush and illustration so you can follow the progress. Here's the cool part. On the 1st of November, everyone who has purchased any of my paid brush sets on my Gumroad page until the very end of October 2021 will receive an email to download the Brushtober 2021 brush set entirely for free. Yes, even if you purchased something in my store a long time ago, you are going to receive this. After that, the set will be up on my Gumroad page for purchase if for some reason you're arriving late to the party. Last year, I found that this was a very cool way to say thank you to everyone who supports my work, so I wanted to do it again. By the way, the set will include a PDF with all the art that I'm producing with these brushes, like a little art book, just like I did last year. Oh, and if you're interested, you can still find my Brushtober 2020 set on my Gumroad page. The link is in the description below. And hey, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments of this video. I'll be happy to help. Alright, let's get to work. Since October is starting so late in the week, we are only going to see the first 2 brushes in this video. Next week, we'll have a look at the next 7, so stay tuned for that. For day 1, I wanted to do something refreshing. I was up for some colorful fun, so I thought on playing with some color dynamics, and this was the result. I made a brush that has a little bit of texture, but it also feels very wet and you get a pretty color variation by controlling the pressure with the Apple Pencil. You can also get thinner or thicker strokes with pressure sensitivity. I call this brush Wet Colors. For this illustration, I was aiming for something very colorful and textured, as those are the strengths of this brush. For some reason, I immediately thought on the northern lights, and the idea of a landscape placed in some Arctic environment with beautiful colors in the sky was very compelling to me. The vibrant colors you can get with this brush, thanks to the color dynamics, are pretty cool. If you press lightly, you'll get the closest to the current color you have selected, but if you start pressing harder, the color will start to shift to the adjacent ones, creating a very natural color harmony. I've also used a little bit of the smudge tool with this very same brush to blend the colors a little more in some areas. The way the colors change with the strokes is not immediately obvious to work with, but I found it very intuitive to use after a little while. I was also able to create some nice texture for insinuating some trees and vegetation in the horizon line by tapping gently with the tip of the Apple Pencil, using a bigger size of the brush, and doing the same thing but with the eraser tool to get some negative shapes in the texture. Working in layers and using alpha lock to prevent painting outside of the different masses is very helpful too, once you are happy with the shapes you have already established. I really like this brush, this was so much fun. For day 2, I came up with this really cool inking brush. It has everything you would expect from an inking brush. Pressure sensitivity so that you can work your line weights thin to thick or thick to thin. It has interesting edges and a cool shape of the tip. But it also has a very nice texture that fills up every stroke you do with it. That totally feels like real ink reacting to the paper, like when the ink accumulates more in some areas and less in others, leaving some darker or lighter shades here and there. I call this brush Incredible. I wanted to do a pure black and white line work illustration with this brush. I came up with the idea of filling the canvas with random geometrical shapes like spheres, cubes, cylinders, pyramids, and so on, and then turning them into some kind of trippy characters. For some reason I couldn't stop thinking on those typical stupid looking secondary characters that are so common on TV shows like Adventure Time. I know my style here is very different, but you know what I mean. I really found this brush very pleasant to work with. I said on previous videos in my channel how much I love my inking brushes to not be pure opaque black. I just love when I get a very similar experience to working with real inks on paper, so I had a blast. I especially enjoy how random and realistic those black areas look. I honestly think that digital art vastly benefits when you don't feel so constricted with the medium and you are not trying to make everything super perfect just because you can undo forever, you know? Well, here are the two first brushes for my Brushtober 2021. I hope you enjoyed watching the process. If you did, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next video and give me a thumbs up. Also make sure to check out my Gumroad page and consider purchasing something before the end of October to get this unique brush set for free. I have tons of Procreate brush sets available and I'm sure something will suit your artistic needs. All the links are in the description below. Okay, thank you for watching, see you next time.